don't know. But I did watch this movie with my husband and my sister-in-law, and they did not like it either. For different
Well,
reasons.
I'm sorry that I made you watch that. I didn't expect you to hate it. I did expect you to be like, holy shit.
A pause. Do you think that we should do like some sort of like spoiler, like
Spoilers in words at the
yeah,
very
in
beginning.
the dark comedy thriller I Care a Lot, Rosamund Pike plays a cunning, shrewd legal guardian named Marla Garrison, who takes advantage of the elderly by exploiting the legal system. Up to this point, Marla has been virtually unstoppable. That is, until she targets her latest victim, Jennifer Peterson. Jennifer's mysterious connection and hidden past turn the tables on Marla, and she finds herself in bed with a formidable foe. Packed with sharp wit, suspense, and unexpected twists, I Care a Lot exposes the dark underbelly of a seemingly benevolent system.
You're in trouble now.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to our 7th episode of 2Chicks 2Cents. If you've never been here before, we just talk about movies and TV shows. Very, very casual. Come join in. Thank you for being here. And I'm your host, Tiffany, and this is my co-host, Delilah.
Hi! If you missed last week's episode, we talked about the movie Mortal Kombat. It is on a lot of streaming services, so you can kind of find it anywhere: Netflix, Max, Hulu, I think everywhere. If you want to check it out, it's going to be below in all of the links. And this week we are going to be talking about the movie I Care a Lot, and it is on Netflix.
Yes, it's on Netflix. So, I picked this movie. I said it in the last episode, but I really had no idea what I was getting myself into. I just saw the banner, saw the actress, and I was like, all right, I'll watch it. And then it was like an added bonus when Peter Dinklage was in there. But I was shocked, and I had to keep watching. Yeah, I'm absolutely 100% curious what you thought about this movie and if you hated it.
I hated it. And I
I know.
only left it on because we were gonna like talk about it. But regularly, had I started that movie and and it went how it went, like I would have turned it off like in the first like 15 minutes and not wondered a bit what happened or anything. I did not like one thing about this movie.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes. Let's go into that. I mean, I know that this is probably the first or one of few movies that has a protagonist that you hate, that you want to fail and keeps winning, you know? So I'm assuming it's that. She's just a very not likable character and she keeps winning.
Yeah. Kind of everybody's not likable and she does keep winning, and then even in the end when she does lose, she still won. Like it
Mm,
wasn't like she's so rich and well, like she dies, but finally, and it's so anticlimactic, and then like all of her like people that work with her and her wife and everything, they're still alive, profiting, doing like it's not really, the movie doesn't end up good. She's super unlikable the whole time, and then like just nothing is resolved. I don't know. Me personally, I watch movies to escape reality and just to have a good time. And you know, this just wasn't it at all in
yeah.
any sense of because it just no.
I loved it because I do like to see like what's happening or what could happen and to know like just even to just think of ways to like protect myself and not let something like that happen to me, to be taken advantage of, which this I had no idea I should be afraid of something like that. And I thought that was really clever for a concept for a movie. Um, I thought it was very true to how our legal system works. It's like you just gotta know how to play the game or you're fucked. And um, yeah, so that's why I liked it. I liked it because it was something I'd never thought of. An industry that I actually have a friend who works in this industry, and she knows some of the corruption in it, and especially like with elder abuse and all that. And I think bringing awareness to that is important for, you know, people and um, making sure these things don't happen. And like just how the uh, like seemingly nice looking, polite person can be that dangerous, and just like how easily the whole system just like folded to it because they trust, you know, and they don't suspect anything. And yeah, so I that's why I liked it. I thought it was
That
just
makes sense. For me, I don't know. I don't know. For me, the world that I live in, the people that I know of, like elder abuse is um very known. Like stuff like that is known. And so like to see a movie about it where like the people that are doing it end up on top in the end, I was just like, well, what was the point of that? Like you brought awareness to the fact that elders are abused and people are scammers and they win. That's what I felt like the movie like showed. Like they're like, yeah, you can do bad things and you'll win and you'll end up on top and nobody will um figure it out. And then even if you do have like a loved one and something bad happens to them and you try and save them, in the end bad guy still wins. Because like I don't understand, like the guy, his mom ends up in that situation and he's like this all-powerful mafia person and he is going after, you know, to go save his mom, and then in the end he partners up with the person that's been abusing his mom. What?
right,
That just
fucked up.
didn't seem realistic to me. And then like when they went to kill her and her partner, and then like they didn't die, that seemed so unrealistic to me. I feel like in a real world, a real mafia person, whatever, first of all they would make sure that you die.
At
They
least
it,
the girlfriend, for
yeah,
sure. Like
at least the
they
girlfriend.
definitely, I think that the way that they were going to kill her to make it look, you know, like real, that was a good plan, I think. And
Yeah,
the fact that she woke up was a little like, okay, but her surviving that was realistic to me, but not her girlfriend. Like they should have just killed her. Like why not put a bullet in her head like they did the doctor, you know?
yeah,
Like quick,
that's
clean, whatever.
yeah. And then like
Yeah.
her, again, to me personally, the world I live in, the main character lady, she did not look trustworthy to me, and she did not.
Oh yeah,
Um,
definitely. Same.
she didn't
Yeah.
give off vibes like I should trust her. And then whenever the very first time, whenever she was in the court, I didn't feel like her speech was compelling. I was like, what is going on? Why are they letting her get away with all of this? Like none of this seems believable. And if this is the world that we live in, this is really shit. Like I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know. She didn't. I think they just did a really good job making her unlikable. Um, and she didn't seem trustworthy to me at all. And if I was the mafia guy's mom and all that happened to me, and then he went into business with her, I'd be pissed. And I'd probably have been the one that shot her and killed her. And then with the girlfriend and the main character, I feel like whenever how they were gonna kill her, I felt like it was very unrealistic that she got out of it, because to
Mm.
be a regular person, you know, she's like regularly fit, like nothing crazy, and like just how I do not think that she would have been able to kick out a windshield and then like for how long she was underwater, and then with the alcohol in her system and everything, and then like they had knocked her out or drugged her. I just felt like in the state that she was in, and then waking up in the car, I don't think that she would have been able to kick out and then swim all the way up. I just don't. None of
You
it seemed
definitely
realistic.
underestimate your ability to survive and your body's like
Yeah,
capabilities when that is like
yeah,
when the shit hits the fan like that. But yeah, I do think that she was underwater too long, personally.
yeah.
Um,
But I just feel like for being like knocked out unconscious for that long, and then they put alcohol in her system, and then she was underwater for a long time. I just don't think that
it
regularly
should have,
somebody would have survived that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they probably should have shortened that scene a little bit, I think.
A little bit. And because
Yeah.
I was just like, I was like, she should be dead. This doesn't make any sense. And then also the girlfriend, she was beat up and then put in the thing, and then like they
She was like
transferred
breathing
out.
gas too.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was
she
breathing gas
just
that whole
barely
time.
got out before it blew up. I was like, if this was, a cheesy action movie, that makes complete sense. But for this to be like supposed to be like super realistic and all that stuff, I was like, no,
I want
no.
to go back to something that you said about the court case and her speech not being compelling. Um, there's something that I notice in like the academic world. They don't rely on instincts at all. They don't trust those kinds of, they don't trust that part. They need, evidence, facts, and data. And like, that's why the system is so easy to take advantage of, because that aspect of human beings is completely ignored. It's completely left out of the equation. Um, And so, like, she had a good track record and she knew the judge. Like, they had a ongoing relationship and she built that for so long over time. She's been doing that, like, God knows how long. Imagine if she used her powers for good, like,
She could have made
right?
equally as much money or
Yeah,
more
yeah.
being a good
Hmm.
person.
Yes,
I
I
just feel
agree.
like the movie was just all around so fucked up in every way. And I was just like, I hate this. I hate this. I hate the actress. I hate everything. And then even whenever like the guy, I was glad the guy in the end like came up and shot her, and I'm glad it like good for him. But then he still gets arrested,
Arrested.
and then the wife is over there crying over her, and I'm just like, how dare you? You guys are horrible people. You deserve this 10 times over. But then the wife
Yeah.
is still alive. She's still in the business. The mafia guy's still alive. They're still like $1 billion corporation now.
There was some karma with the getting shot because she did build up all this wealth and she finally got where she wanted to be and she couldn't enjoy it. And then now also the wife, money isn't everything. And like, if you're unhappy and now the person, the love of your life is dead because of what you did to get there, like that's punishment in itself. Yeah, the dude, he didn't get any kind of retribution. Um, and I get it, like how disgusting it is that he would do that to his mom. But it is realistic to me with how much people idolize money, like to that level. And it's like the most important thing. It's like money, then mom, and then all these other things. Well, no, it's like money, then me, then mom. Because notice how he wasn't willing to compromise his own image to like, go help his mom. Like she was right there. He could have stepped out of the car, pop, pop, shot a couple people, grabbed her, and then they could have, started a new life somewhere else or whatever. But that wasn't an option because money, like he would lose his business and all that he worked to get there. And then he could possibly risk his own life. So yeah,
I thought that it was more that, like, because he's supposed to be dead, that's why he didn't get out. I
that
didn't think
too,
that it
that
had
too.
anything to do with his business and everything. And I'm like, okay, you're supposed to be dead. Like, yeah, I would still expect like him to risk it and be seen and save me. But also it kind of looked like a losing situation if it was just him and there was like six cops chasing her and she was very slow, very
They
very slow.
were, yeah, yeah, they
And like
were
um
distracted, and there was just the orderlies who were after her. Because like the cops, they had no idea about the SUV or where she was going,
yeah,
and that wasn't their priority. They're like there were gunshots inside the building, so he actually did have a little bit of an advantage because at first the cops were distracted. I was thinking about that the whole time because I was like, it's lucky that his car just got to casually pull out. And nobody was paying attention to where she was headed. You know, nobody thought that there might be a getaway car. I was like,
yeah.
that's convenient.
I
Yeah.
just yeah. I just felt like if this guy is this big ass mafia person supposed to be dead running a whole corporation and he's got billions of dollars or whatever, like, and he's just such a big deal, I felt like the whole saving his mom situation should have been a lot easier and not taken down by two ladies with a bat and a bag. I just feel like in the real world, like, because this movie is supposed to be like reality, this is real, like this shit happens, like, you know, like stuff like
Kind
that.
of.
I felt like in the real world, like that a big deal mafia person would not be taken down by a regular woman scamming old people.
That's the point, because she's not regular. That's the point of the whole movie, I think, is like she looks regular. You trust her like she's regular. You underestimate her like she's regular, but she's a fucking shark. You know, like
But
that's
like
that's the
even like
point.
with her, but I'm saying like what I mean is that like that you're this mafia person, whatever, and you have this whole this whole network, all of these people underneath you, all of us, like you're a much bigger deal. Yeah, you're a shark, whatever, and she's a shark. Maybe one on one, you guys are equal, but I'm just talking about for the amount of network and backing that he has and people working under him, and how quickly he killed the doctor, and how quickly he figured out what was going on with his mom and who this lady was and all this stuff. Like, just for everything that he has that he's supposed to be, I don't think that it's realistic that this lady, even though, you know, she's a shark and she's determined and everything, I just don't understand how she could do anything because of who they built him up to be. If he was like, you know, just a regular like businessman with a little bit of power, sure, maybe. But because he's supposed to be this big deal, high priority on the most wanted list, the FBI and the CIA and everybody thinks he's dead and everything. He's supposed to be this big deal with his big network. It doesn't make any sense to me that this lady and her partner that are regular people took them down. Like,
Yeah.
she's a regular lady that she knows she runs a scam. It's a messed up thing or whatever. She goes to Pilates. Like, she doesn't
They
have
wouldn't
all of
have been
these
able to
people
get her
working
out
under her. Yeah,
anyway.
I just feel like if this really happened to like a real like person with this status or whatever, like somebody took their mom or whatever, they would really easily just take her out in the night and take out everybody that works for her, and it would be over. I just don't think that like she's smarter than them and she would be able to kidnap him real quick because he's only got two people, his driver and one person going guarding him, and they're taken down by stun guns and one little syringe of something that knocked him out. Stun guns and one syringe, and just this random lady walking in her heels. There's no way. There's no way. I feel like, and this is one of the things that I didn't like about the movie. Like there were just so many things I didn't like. I didn't like everything because it's like in one aspect you were being super realistic and you're like this shit happens and there are bad people in the world and people who think money is like the biggest deal ever and everything. Like there are very disgusting bad people in the world. But then in the other instance, she can survive 3 minutes underwater and kick her way out. It's like you pick one. You want to be unrealistic or you want to be realistic, please? Like that's I was like, you pick one. My rant's over.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Tasers really can take out grown, huge men.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yeah. And you're incapacitated for a couple minutes. Like,
yeah.
That's why every woman should have a taser.
Yeah, totally.
I
Taser
think I
is
want
very
one.
strong, totally. But I just still, you're not going to convince me that, like, again, a person of his status is only going to have those two people, and then those two people are going to be taken out so easily with just a stun gun. A person
Yeah.
of that status does not travel around with just a driver and only one person, one guard. No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. I think the guard could have gotten her before, like,
Yeah,
uh, because he was aware of her by the time she was trying to take out the first guy, for
yeah.
sure.
Like
Definitely.
so they kind of see it. Kind of felt like everybody that worked underneath him, that they were not that great. And then it's like, so then he's not that great of a, like, business, or of a mafia boss.
Yeah. I think, yeah, maybe, and who knows? Maybe it's bad writing, or maybe it's like they just were so good at being under the radar and just living life, easy life, that they just didn't think that they needed extra people, because everything was good up to that point. His mom was safe, living life in her home, nobody was after them. They were dead, and they were still making money doing their thing. So
Yeah,
I
because
don't
I
know.
felt like the buildup of whenever the mom was like, or whenever Marlo was trying to figure out who the mom was, and just like the whole buildup of figuring out who the mom was, and then the mom was like, "Oh, he's gonna kill you, he's gonna get you." Like they built it up like he was gonna be the big bad wolf, and then he was not.
I liked him. Um,
He
and
was the most likable one, honestly, in the movie, in my opinion.
yeah, um, it was nuts. Like watching them as soon as they put her away, like didn't even wait, and they're already selling all her shit. Like that was like really infuriating. That was intense.
It's like
Yeah.
super infuriating. And then I feel like, okay, because it didn't really feel like to me that the judge was on her payroll. I feel like they had like a
Oh
professional
no.
relationship, and that
Yeah.
he dealt with a lot of those cases because it was family court. But like, so I felt like he could have done his job better. I feel like maybe because, like, so in the first one he's like, oh, she sold her house, she sold her stuff, and she's like, I sold some of her stuff, and I what, like, so I feel like in that sense, since you've seen her in court multiple times, wouldn't you ask for more paperwork and look into, okay, let me see what she's selling, let me see if it is something extreme or whatever, because, like, why is this case being brought to me? I felt like he didn't
He
do
was
his due
partial.
diligence. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was definitely. And then whenever
Biased.
every time, like, the opposition would bring up any other kind of evidence, he would be like, oh no, I know her, she's crazy, or she's lazy, or,
Exactly. Like
and it's like,
you
so,
have to investigate every claim like that. Like
yeah,
you otherwise you are biased and it shows and you're not doing your job as an impartial judge. So
yeah,
he definitely was an idiot and
yeah. He
complicit.
definitely was an idiot, because I feel like in a situation like that, even, like, knowing the law or whatever, I feel like if somebody brings these claims to you and then she's like, oh, I am in charge of her money, and I feel like then you would be like, okay, let me see the proof, let me see what it is that you've done, let me see her assets and her, like, that's just like a little bit of paperwork, like that's the whole, show me just the paperwork so I can see what she has, what he thinks that you're taking or whatever, and then they would see that you sold all of her belongings and her house. Again,
Everything.
you
And where did this money go? Where did the
yeah,
extra money
so let
go?
me see
Yeah.
the money into her account or something. Like, he definitely did not do his job. He was a bad judge, and that's probably why they hoped for him. But then also, that's the
Yes.
thing, you don't get to choose your judge. So how is she ending up in this guy's court all the time?
I don't know. I don't know how the legal system works, like as far as, location and maybe it just had to do with location. Like
Maybe he's the
for
only
this
family court
county,
judge in this
yeah,
county.
yeah. I don't know. Or maybe like his shift,
Yeah.
like, um, but even
I,
then, I doubt that they would have multiple shifts because it's like a 9 to 5, like,
yeah.
you
And he's
know,
not open on the weekend. I
Yeah.
just assumed that. I mean, maybe it's just like a small town or something because I don't remember where the movie was supposed to be based
Yeah.
around. If they said
I don't
that,
think I caught that either.
yeah. But I do feel like normally it's a regular work week, 9 to 5 or something like that. That's when courts usually open. But I felt like there were multiple judges. But I've never been to court, so I don't know. But I just assumed that there's
I've
a movie.
only ever gone like once or twice for like traffic tickets, and they've been in different states. You'd have to be in court like consistently to
Is it?
really
I don't.
know the answer to that.
I
But
don't have the answer. I
yeah.
don't know. But I did watch this movie with my husband and my sister-in-law, and they did not like it either. For different
Well,
reasons.
I'm sorry that I made you watch that. I really, okay, I didn't expect you to hate it. I did expect you to be like, holy shit. And and that's why I picked it because it was a
Yeah.
holy shit for me.
And it was funny the whole time we were watching it too. We were all like, "Why would Tiffany make us watch this movie?" And I was like sitting there, and they were all like, "Cause like my face basically has subtitles. I swear, you can tell what I'm thinking." And so like I'm just sitting there watching it, like just like no, 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 no. Hated it. Hated it. Normally, had like I said, had I turned that movie on like by myself, first 10 minutes, I would have been like, nah, this isn't for me, and I would have just went on to something else.
For me, I was just like this the whole time. And then like every little time that they tried to kill her or some she tried to do something, she's like a fucking cockroach, you know?
She was
And
a fucking
I was
cockroach.
just like I couldn't believe it. And then I thought she was gonna win in the end, and then her getting killed was satisfying to me because I was like, yeah, bitch,
No,
die.
I was like, he better kill her. But then
Hold
I
on one
was
second.
still mad. It was still anticlimactic for me. I was like, why did you only shoot one time? Why don't you keep shooting? Like this lady. Like, first of all, what if she survives and you're in jail and you can't get to her?
Right, when he
Didn't even
shot
shoot
her,
her.
I was like, oh my God, if she survives this, I'm gonna be so mad.
Yeah. But then I was like, this lady, her wife, she's always there with her. She knows who she is. She knows she's in the business too. Like if you've done just the tiniest little Google, you know. So why did you take her out too? Like I was like, there's so many things I'm still mad about. Like the guy running the old folks home, nothing ever happens to him. He's still alive. He's still taking advantage of these old people. They've got all these pictures of all these old people on the walls, and they're all being taken advantage of. All their shit's being stolen, like all of them. And then like the fact that his mom died in this old folks home without ever seeing him, and they drugged her up, and like, nope, her dying
Yeah.
did not satisfy anything for me. I
Yeah.
was like, bump this. I could see how the movie would like really like suck somebody in, but I didn't want to be sucked in.
Yeah. I respect that. I get that. Yes. Yep. And knowing this will help me choose my future movies. Although I do
No,
love having a discussion about,
yeah,
movies like, especially like this, I love having such a contrasting opinion.
yes, I do
So,
think that of course like we have more to say when we're on opposite sides of a movie. Besides like whenever we just watch like a good feel good movie and we're just like, oh, it was good. Like you
yeah,
don't
we're
really have
just
much to
like
say.
gushing about it the whole time. Yeah,
Yeah.
or yeah.
So like it's funny whenever we're on opposite sides, but yeah, this one was not for me
Well, thank
personally.
you for watching it. I really appreciate that. Anyway, well, we can move on from here if you like. It is time to draw the next movie.
Oh yeah, our next movie. All right, so next week's movie choice is there is something in there. I don't know why it's not jiggling.
Yes.
Is going to be
Mother! Yay!
Mother. My sister-in-law suggested this movie. It is on Amazon. I already wrote it on here, so
It's a horror
I
movie.
know. Oh, I know Jennifer Lawrence is in it, and that is all that I know. It's from 2017. You can watch it on Amazon or Apple TV, YouTube, Google, Fandango. Who is Fandango? Like, honestly. Alright. We will see about it. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 68. It is a horror mystery.
68's pretty good, right? Because they're pretty like
I think
skimpy
we're-
with their ratings. Like
Yeah.
they don't go above a certain unless you're like super good. It's like a 7 on IMDb. IMDb, like, they'll never give you a 10, I think.
I heard that. Have you seen that one movie, the new one, called Monkey Man?
Ooh, I heard that was good.
Yeah, I heard that it got like a perfect score on Rotten Tomatoes or something.
Oh,
Let me see.
you should definitely put that in there for
Oh, it's got an 89.
89.
Yeah. Maybe we should put that one in there.
Ooh.
Anyway, next week's movie is the movie Mother.
Yes. We'll see how this one goes. Yeah, so thank you for being here. Thank you for watching the movie with us, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.